All right, I'm down to watch
Best
this one. Ending the big three debate. People are still talking about the big three. What's the big three? One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto. I mean, Naruto's on to Boruto now. Bleach actually came back, and One Piece never stopped going hard. There's only the big One Piece, boys. Okay, let's watch it.
the big three is one of the most debated topics in anime history. Well, not including who's the strongest anime character. You Dragon Ball fans are awful sometimes.
It's Saitama.
And everywhere. To the
Comment down below.
point that I can't even scroll on Twitter. My boy just beat cancer. Hey man, congratulations. I know cancer, it's a really sensitive topic and really hard. I bet the replies are really sweet and peaceful. Man, look at all these comments, replies. That's so sweet. What? I heard you're pretty strong. You may beat in stage 4, but are you ready for stage 5? Yo, what the fuck? Man, who needs Twitter? Anyway, I think the easiest way to end this debate is by comparing the categories each series does best in. As you can see on the screen, I have a list of 12 topics. I'm going to
12 topics. Okay, which one has the best main character? One Piece, Luffy, obviously. Suits the world way too perfectly. I guess people could argue for other ones, but One Piece. Plot. One Piece. World building. One Piece. Fights. Naruto. Animation. Honestly, gotta give to Bleach with that last season. Power system. One Piece. Transformations. Probably Bleach. Character designs. Probably Bleach. Female cast. Probably One Piece. Antagonist. Either Bleach or One Piece. Probably One Piece. Side cast. One Piece. I don't know what this is.
rank each of the big three according to the list.
I'm not biased. You're biased.
And give reasoning to why each anime belongs there. I'm fully caught up to everything in the big three, including anime and manga, so I feel like I have a good judgment of what each series does best in. And at the end, I'll make a conclusion on what I think the best is.
Lord help me, if I see a single "you're being biased" comment down below, I'm going to raid your...
Let's begin first with the MC. I find all three MCs from the big three extremely lovable and entertaining in terms of being a main character. So comparing them here, I'm going to look more towards how they develop throughout the series. In order from worst to best, I have Ichigo, Naruto, and Luffy. Now, I feel like I had a difficult time ranking the last two.
I feel like you're just gonna suck One Piece off the entire time, and that's what I came here for.
Because Ichigo and Naruto both have great development. Although both MCs show traits of hope, friendship, courage, and humility, Ichigo's character development compared to Naruto's is slightly different. Ichigo's development was a lot more trying to understand himself and the reason for why he's fighting, especially down to the Thousand Year Blood War arc. That's where we see Ichigo use all his teachings that come together and how he fully learns to understand who he is in terms of his character, while Naruto's was a more steady and consistent change of character and behavior towards his many goals like acceptance. The jump that Naruto takes from the beginning of Naruto to Shippuden is very different, and the beginning of Shippuden Naruto compared to the 4th Great Ninja War Naruto are also very different, which is why I have Naruto slightly above Ichigo. And for Luffy, it's the way he embodies freedom that's just so beautifully done throughout One Piece. Not to mention his ambitions, dreams.
That's why I always say he feels like, as a standalone character, he's like, he's a fucking simple-minded idiot. But just like within the world of One Piece that's been crafted, I cannot think of a better main character.
Sense of justice, leadership, and loyalty are all traits that make Luffy who he is. His character development is also less in your face and a lot more steady like Naruto's, but since it's a longer series, you start to pick up on it more after reflecting. While the other two are a little more drastic in your face type developments, Luffy's is more of a slow burn, which is why he easily takes the spot for number 1 on this list. Second, we'll touch on the Deuteragonist of each series. This one I have a bit of a hot take, but in order from worst to best, I have Rukia, who's equal or greater to Zoro, who both get blown out of the water by Sasuke. The reasoning for why I have Rukia
I feel like Sasuke sucks, bro.
equal or greater to Zoro, making them basically interchangeable, is that I find Rukia's character is extremely
Bland.
overlooked in the world of Bleach because of the vast cast of characters. People often forget that Rukia has multiple scenes throughout Bleach.
I liked her at first, I guess.
She's constantly educating Ichigo not only on how to become a Soul Reaper, but to be a better person, keeping him in check, teaching him the right and wrong, and also just being that entertaining and lovable Deuteragonist in Bleach. She also doesn't just stick to Ichigo like a sore thumb, but has her own personal conflicts and goals throughout the series and develops from them. Now, that being said, Zoro also has everything that Rukia does.
Zoro just got that dog in him, bro. He's just a badass. I think his backstory and a lot of he's not like an amazingly written character or anything. He's just They're like, badass character? Check. Let's just make him badass in every way possible.
But for One Piece,
With a little bit of comedic relief that's done well.
keeping his captain in check when he sees things are out of line. And although Luffy's his right-hand man, he has his own conflicts and goals, like wanting to be one of the greatest swordsmen. A great comedic relief character, but also shows his undying loyalty to Luffy multiple times throughout the series. He never feels like he's attached to Luffy's side and plays the role of Deuteragonist so well that people actually like Zoro more than Luffy, justifying why these two are interchangeable in my opinion. But for Sasuke, he's leaps and bounds away from both to the
Sasuke's just annoying, bro.
point where he feels like he's the MC of the show multiple times when reading and watching. His goals are constantly changing and evolving throughout Naruto as he learns the truth of the Uchiha clan and Itachi. His dynamic and parallel to Naruto is the best in fiction that it's not even comparable. Probably one of the best revenge stories we'll ever get in anime for a long time, and his character was inspired by Kurapika, whom he surpassed in terms of having a better revenge story, and his character development and story was just done so well, making him number one. Third, we'll dive into the cast of the big
I don't have a good enough memory to complain about Sasuke, like, in detail.
three. In order from worst to best, it's Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. Now,
In regards to what? What was the category? I missed it. Side cast. Naruto, One Piece, Bleach.
the big three.
Bleach's
In order
side
from-
cast doesn't actually get a lot of time to shine and develop and be well written, in my opinion. I think they're really badass, cool characters, but you can't compare it to the, like, I don't know. I feel like Naruto sidecast and Luffy's sidecast, no, Naruto sidecast and One Piece sidecast is better written and more fleshed out.
Worst to best, it's Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. Now, I have Naruto last for a
Like,
great...
can you tell me that there's, like, look at a character like Sanji, great example, but there's so many other characters that have amazing backstories, fully fleshed out. You understand their ambitions, why they are the way they are, why they act the way they act. There's not characters in Bleach that you could kind of say that fully for.
reason. Let's say I take the 10 best characters from all three of the big three, which I have here on the screen. You can pause and read them quickly if you like. In my opinion, Naruto wins for sure, but cast doesn't mean 10 best. It means overall, and unfortunately, after these 10, the fall off is drastic in terms of having a consistently strong cast, which I think Bleach and One Piece does a great job of. I did have some trouble originally between Bleach and One Piece, as both shows have a diverse and compelling cast of characters that have complex...
I will say all of the so many side characters in Bleach are just so cool. But can we really say that, like, even though, like, for example, Hitsugaya, cool. Do we really know, like, is he really fleshed out that well? Is he that well written? Renji, cool. Ikaku, cool. Whatever his name is. Byakuya, cool. But I feel like Kenpachi was, up until this most recent season that I watched, I feel like he was just like, oh, badass character, likes to fight, is strong.
personalities, character growth, rich backstories, unique character design, etc. Both series also do
I think One Piece has better written, richer backstories than Bleach.
a great job of keeping a lot of its big cast relevant while also adding new characters to the story. So, to figure out who has a better cast, I just took the top 10 characters from both and compared them, having Bleach slightly above One Piece in terms of having a better cast.
I would do One Piece 1, Naruto 2, Bleach 3 when it comes to, like, side characters. When, like, in regards to this being, like, well written.
Talk more about the cast from
Like, I don't know, Kakashi, Jiraiya. I guess there's not as much quantity. Pain. What else? Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
big three, but
Shikamaru, Itachi.
specifically
You're right.
the antagonists slash villains. In order from worst to best, I have One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto. The reason for why One Piece is last is because the ratio of good to bad antagonists are off. For example,
I think some of the best antagonists in anime are in One Piece. However, there's so many, like Don Krieg. Is he really that good? Arlong, is he really that good? Like, they're not the best written antagonists in my opinion. Fucking Wapple, Foxy. Actually, Foxy's fire.
great villains in One Piece are Doflamingo, Katakuri, Kaido, Crocodile, Rob Lucci, Arlong.
I don't even think Kaido's that good, bro.
All fantastic villains who played an amazing role in One Piece. But we also have a lot of bad to average ones like Wapple, Caesar, Kuros, Gecko Moria, Orochi, Foxy, Hordy, Baroque Works, aside from Daz Bones and Bon Clay, and the Don't Kill
I
family,
think Horty's a very interesting character.
and also a handful of more. On top of that, we also have a lot of antagonists who just aren't finished because the story is still ongoing, like Blackbeard, a lot of the admirals, Smoker, and even future antagonists to come. Matter of fact, quote me right now, I think once One Piece is finished, Blackbeard will be the best antagonist in the big three. But until then, One Piece will sit happily in last. Next, Bleach and Naruto are both fairly strong in terms of having an overall great cast of villains / antagonists. But I think Naruto takes the upper hand in terms of having a better consistent cast of villains compared to Bleach, like Madara, the Akatsuki, Zabuza, Gaara, Orochimaru, Kabuto, etc. While Bleach does still have a great cast too, like Aizen, Gin, Tosen, a few of the Espadas, Kujo, Tsukishima, Jugram, etc. But the fall off of Bleach villains compared to Naruto is noticeable. And I also have Obito is better than Aizen, which is a hot take
What
to
up, Colin?
some, but a cold take for others. I also like the villain groups in Bleach and Naruto as they're the cornerstones in certain arcs and each have their own ambitions that aren't just to be evil, which makes the story a lot more interesting. Fifth, once again, expanding on the cast, we'll talk about the female cast. In order from worst to best, I have Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece.
I think that's fair. Robin, Nami, Boa, all given ample time for their backstories, well fleshed out characters, entertaining characters. They all have some cool fights. Maybe if they're not always the focus because there's a lot of characters. Well, I feel like you can't really say the same for a significant amount of characters in either of Bleach or Naruto.
I feel like this isn't rocket science and this category is pretty self-explanatory. Naruto sucks badly at writing female characters. The best three are probably Tsunade, Sakura, and Hinata, and none of them are above a 7 out of 10, let alone the rest of the female cast in the show.
Fair.
Now, for Bleach, while I was reading, I
Tsunade is like the only good character.
originally thought that they'd have a better
And
female
everyone
cast
likes Hinata because she's hot. But like, is she a good character? Not really. And Sakura's just annoying.
in One Piece, but after completing the series, I was incorrect. That being said, there is still a very strong cast of female characters who don't
Like I said, Bleach has a ton of badass characters, super cool characters. Even the girls, very, very cool, very, very badass. Are they fleshed out with, like, we understand their motivations, why they act the way they act? Have they been given an ample time to shine? Not really. Not really. They have their cool moments, and they look cool and act cool. Bleach is just cool. Bleach is just cooler than any other anime, man.
fall to the typical save me type of cliche, like Rukia, Unohana, Yoruichi, Nell, Soifone, etc. Kubo does a great job of writing independently strong women flawlessly. I will say though, some do lack goals and ambitions, but aside from that, still have an amazing overall side cast of female characters. Now, with One Piece, I've learned from my mistake. In a previous video, I said Boa Hancock is one of the few well-written women in One Piece, implying One Piece doesn't
Best girl.
have that many great female characters. But after being called out in the comments, I reflected upon my opinion and looked into it to find that I was very mistaken. Aside from the
It's easy to forget sometimes when, like, you've read 1,000+ chapters. But, you know, 900 chapters ago, Nami was pretty fleshed out, pretty well written. And I feel like she acts the way she acts because of her childhood and her backstory and all that. I don't want to overly get into it, but, you know, like having to steal and make money for, like, her family and her village and stuff definitely made her value money and over other things, but also value family and all that. I don't want to get into it. I feel like I'm not good off the top of my head, but it's very noticeable. Same thing with Robin and her personality. She's not exactly the most trusting, but now that she found people that she could trust, she admires them and treats them well.
obvious female characters who
And
excel.
that's because, you know, she was hunted her entire childhood. She was the only one left from Ohara, even though Ohara lives.
On One Piece, like Nami, Robin, Boa, Vivi, Big Mom, Yamato, the female casts are almost fully developed with their own ambitions, drives, and tragedies, like Koala, Riju, Carrot, Pudding, Perona, Viola, and many more. One girl I
feel
don't...
like, yeah, even the characters that are briefly mentioned, Oda's like, I gotta give them a tragic backstory. Like we only have half a chapter to do this, but you know what? I'm gonna give them a tragic backstory. Everyone died. This is why they're fucking crazy. This is why they act the way they act. I mean, we're gonna make them look cool, maybe like a little weird looking, and then boom, give her a third eye. We're good.
agree with is Rebecca, but that's a different take for a different video. Sixth is
While I feel like Kubo is like, I'm gonna make this guy look super cool, badass moves, cool. Backstory, cool.
going to be character design.
Kishimoto, let me throw them in the background and focus on our male cast. She's just a housewife.
In order from worst to best, I have Naruto, One Piece, Bleach.
What is this
Naruto
for?
has some
What is
pretty
this
great
for?
character
What is
designs.
this for?
From worst to best,
Character
I have
design, yeah,
Naruto,
Bleach
One
wins.
Piece, Bleach.
Bleach wins.
Naruto has some pretty great character designs for ninjas, which is surprising when you look at some. Even the tailed beasts have super dope designs, but not enough to get second. One Piece, on the other hand, does a great job of having extremely unique character design with their cast. Throughout the multiple arcs in One Piece, the level of uniqueness in character design is S tier for sure. Even something like
At the end of the day, character design is kind of just preference. Like, I just think Bleach characters look so fucking cool. Everything about their swords, the way they, like, walk and act, and, like, obviously character design, like, this, like, the way they're drawn. I just think they all look so, so cool, and it works well for a show about, like, Shinigami swinging swords. Just, like, the rule of cool is just Bleach. While One Piece is very weird and different and unique, and I think that people might value that more. I personally don't, even though I love One Piece.
Generic like animals, dwarfs, fishmen, giant are all done in an exotic way. But even with the S tier character design, I feel like Kubo has mastered the art
And Naruto's just mid.
of character design in a way that I can't describe it. Characters, bankais, outfits, all in a league of their own. S+++ without a doubt. The anime didn't give the manga justice for certain characters and certain parts that he's drawn, but in the manga, Kubo definitely put a lot of time and effort into making these beautiful design characters, especially in the cover art for a lot of these chapters and also the cover art in the manga. Seventh, we'll discuss who has the best plot. In order from worst to best, I have Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. Bleach and Naruto both have pretty good executions for its story, but it lacks around the ending with Kaguya and Yubaba, especially since both series have a small handful of unanswered questions and plot holes like Hashirama cells, lack of explanation for bankais, information on the Soul King, how Yubaba lost, how Hashirama died if he was the strongest shinobi, etc. But even with
I think that's fair. Based on everything that I've seen, I think I would go, in terms of plot, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece. I think with the most recent season of Bleach, I might be a little bit recency biased, thinking Bleach might be better than Naruto. But I don't know. They're close.
these flaws, both series do a good job of having good plot twists, interesting story, rising action, conflict for the main characters, etc. But having One Piece being first was inevitable. The way the story expands on so many different themes
One Piece is just so well written.
and topics for each arc is insane. We can't forget Oda, the foreshadowing king, constantly foreshadowing future events that take part in the story. Oda also does a fantastic job of character build-up and also story build-up. The One Piece will forever be the greatest build-up in anime history.
But, like, will it meet our expectations? I feel like it's impossible. This 25-year build-up cannot be, like, actually matched. I will say it does make me sad knowing that One Piece has, like, such a terrible anime adaptation when the manga is just so good.
And
There's so many people that don't never get into it just because of, like, the pacing.
still other plot points that we're still waiting to have, which are also being built up as we speak, like who wrote the poneglyphs, what is the will of D, Luffy's real dream, who's Joy Boy, the Void Century, who is Emu, etc.
Whenever one thing gets answered, more things. There's always more questions every time.
This meme helps describe somewhat how I feel about the plot of the big three. Eighth, world building. In order from worst to best, I have Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. I feel like this topic is so self-explanatory.
World building? I don't know. Is there anything that cool about the world building in Bleach or Naruto? I don't know. I guess having the human world, Soul Society, Waco Mundo, and then I guess there is I don't know. I think it's more simple though. It's just like humans, hollows, Quincy's, Soul Society, Shinigamis, and the balance of it. It is cool. I don't know.
I don't even have to go in depth for it. Naruto being villages, which each having their own themes, are pretty cool. But again, in a world of ninjas, it feels pretty repetitive at times, and the world doesn't really
It's just a village, bro.
involve the characters too much. Bleach, having the least amount of settings in the big three, does a good job of creating interesting worlds that involve the characters around them and having unique themes.
Yeah, I like the world in Bleach and how like all these worlds are like balanced, try to be balanced and interact, and I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't talk about it enough. But I
And
like
of
it.
course, One Piece. Even viewers who haven't even read or
The cool thing about One Piece is how the world feels like it's constantly moving and things are happening while like Luffy and his crew are on an adventure. It's like other things are happening around the world. Like there's things happening at the Reverie and Mary Joa, and there's like I don't know.
watched One Piece know how insane the world building is and how it
Every
constantly
time you get a newspaper, you just get so excited.
involves the
Like
characters,
that's good world building.
plot, and theme that's going around in the story.
And very early on, we kind of understood like, oh, they're in the East Blue. They gotta cross Reverse Mountain or whatever, and then they gotta travel the Grand Line, and then there's the New World. I feel like it's such a huge world. We understand they simplified it in a way like, oh, this is where they are. This is where they need to get to in order to like achieve their goals and dreams and like find the One Piece kind of ish general direction. But the adventures along the way and everything going on, it's great. It's great.
Even the One Piece world is very detailed from the East, North, South, West Blue, Grand Line, Red Line, and the New World. Oda is the king of world building, and it's night and day when compared to other anime manga.
It's true.
Ninth, one of my favorite things in anime, which is fights.
Honestly, I think the fights are the worst in One Piece. I think I would go One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. I don't know.
In order from worst to best, I have One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto. One Piece being last shouldn't be a surprise to many because their fights are heavily motivated by the reasoning behind it rather than just throwing hands.
I feel like it's just good writing and then cool moments, you know? Like the actual fights themselves aren't that great. While like the entire fights is everything about like the attacks and the actual interactions and choreography, it's just cool in Bleach. And then Naruto, I feel like there's more strategy involved, at least within like the first like 300 episodes between like the OG and like the beginning of Naruto. There's a lot of strategy. There's cool power-ups, cool fight scenes, choreographed quite well.
Hands.
Eventually it gets a little bit too crazy where they're just fucking blowing up mountains and shit, and like the powers are too nuts, but whatever.
Which is good, but visually they aren't the best and sometimes they're dragged out. And the other two do better in terms of reasoning and great choreography. Bleach has great fights from Soul Society all the way up to the Thousand Year Blood Work, so they're consistent, and great build-ups for fights, which One Piece does lack, mainly because it isn't finished. But Naruto has the perfect blend of everything you need in a fight. Build-ups, you got it. Visuals, they're there from OG all the way to Shippuden. Choreography, on point. And those points are considered for side characters too, not just Naruto or Sasuke fights. Shikamaru versus Hidan, Gaara versus Lee, Obito versus Kakashi. 3 fights that hit all the points I just mentioned perfectly. 10th, I didn't mention this in fights because I wanted to speak about it here, but animation. In order from worst to best, I have Bleach, Naruto, One Piece. Now, look, before the Bleach fans come at me in the comments, I'm looking overall. Yes, I know the 13 episodes of 1000 Year was perfection, but at the moment, I can't put it any higher just for 13 episodes. Naruto has pretty good animation, especially since it aired in 2002, and Shippuden definitely got an animation buff as well. But there are weaker moments in terms of animation during certain arcs,
I'll be
but
honest,
it doesn't
I was fucking sleeping there for a second.
take away from the overall consistency. Now, for One Piece, pre-time skip animation feels so clean for old style that when we hear a time skip is approaching, we all know we're gonna miss the old style of animation. Until the time skip comes and the animation is better compared to pre-time skip.
Dude, animation just sucks in One Piece. Other than like Wano and like every now and then where it's like, oh, there's a cool fight. Why did they put more money into this than everything else? Interesting. I wish everything got this treatment. Between the pacing and the animation, I feel like the One Piece anime just kind of sucks. Thank God for the good writing, likable characters, great backstories, great world building, and everything else, cool moments, and everything else it's got going on.
Not to mention the upgrades for certain characters. Although there is controversy on certain characters changing skin tones, cough cough Zoro Robin, the animation and post time skip all the way to Whole Cake is very good. Then Wano comes in and Toei reveals their trap card, and shows us just how competitive they can be with the Flash animation studios like Bones, Ufotable, and Mappa. Wano alone honestly earned One Piece the first spot in terms of animation. 11th will be the power system. In order from worst to best, I have One Piece.
Worst to best One Piece? I don't know. I think hockey is quite good. And then with the devil fruits, you get so much unique and differences in like the world and the fighting. That's crazy. It has like two power systems, both of which are like super well done. I don't know. I really like One Piece's power system.
Piece, Bleach, and Naruto.
Naruto is a cool like concept with like chakra and the different chakra styles and all that.
For the One Piece fans that's gonna get upset in the
And
comments,
I must say I love the swords in Bleach. I think they're super cool. But in regards to like good writing and intricacies, I think One Piece is still better.
I love devil fruits. The creativity with them have been endless with Oda.
Literally endless creativity, making for different type of abilities and fights, and every single fight being unique. But then also you got the three different types of hockey, making it a little bit more intricate and complex.
Paramecia, Zoans, Logias are all well done by Oda. Not to mention the addition of Hockey and Awakenings are game-changing in terms of creativity. But sometimes I see stupid devil fruits and it just reminds me of quirks from My Hero, like Mr. Five's devil fruit, which made me hate him. He didn't do anything wrong, it's literally just his devil fruit. I also feel that once we get the origin of devil fruits and how they came and why people can't swim in eating them and a lot of questions like that answered, I'll put devil fruits higher up on my list in terms of power system, but for now they'll sit happily at third. Next, Bleach. I did originally have this as my favorite power system in the big three when I finished the anime, but after reading the manga it started to feel a little less interesting as it did originally. Now, that being said, Zanpakutos and different releases are the coolest thing Kubo could have done. This was another moment where for sure he put a lot of time and effort into when making the series. Even the beautiful and cool ass Bankais from everyone is just perfect. My problem isn't actually Zanpakutos or Kido, but
I think my least favorite is Naruto's. I think for me it's like Naruto, Bleach, One Piece.
Other users that have powers like Orihime, Chad, the Espadas, and the Fullbringers. I don't know if it's just me, but it just doesn't feel right in the world of Bleach to watch Espadas go from using swords to transforming into animals and fighting with their limbs. I feel like this could just be a personal issue, but I don't know. I'll give credit to the Quincy's though. I didn't have a problem with any of their forms, releases, and weapons, but because it fell off to me, I have to put it at second. And finally, Naruto. I think Naruto's power system is actually heavily underrated and overlooked in anime as it's pretty detailed and creative as shit. I love seeing the different clans with their different techniques, as well as the different types of eyes throughout the series, like Rinnegan, Byakugan, and Sharingan. Also, the whole concept of chakra flow and how you have to use the channel.
I feel like in theory, all this stuff was cool. In theory, I loved ninjas and the different chakra styles and like the differences between things. I just feel like, how do I say this without getting people upset? I just feel like it never ended up mattering. Like 99% of the time, it's like, you know, a million jutsu. It's like, okay, who's got the craziest eye? Who's got the most fucking mind-blowing one attack that's nuts, you know?
Is well done, especially since we have to watch Naruto gradually learn how to use different abilities, and it didn't just feel like,
at least in the end,
he just learned it all from the jump. As well as taijutsu, ninjutsu, and genjutsu used differently throughout different missions and battles.
Like genjutsu, cool concept. Did they really execute genjutsu all that often, or like, do we get to see it? No.
A great idea for ninjas, and since a lot of different ninjas have a lot of different techniques, you get to see a vast majority of this cool ass diverse power system.
Even though I do think it has the best, maybe I'm wrong, because I think Naruto has like the best, like some of the best fights out of the three. But I usually like it because of like the strategy as well. So I'm just contradicting myself now. I guess it's just because I'm so torn because I remember like Shippuden versus OG Naruto.
Finally, the 12th topic,
Genjutsu never mattered except for Itachi or Sasuke. Exactly. I think the war, I'm very butthurt about the war, so it influences my opinion heavily. Yeah, it's true. Very true.
From worst to best, I have Naruto, Bleach, and the One Piece. For transformations, Naruto and Bleach are pretty interchangeable.
I don't even like the One Piece transformations, other than I really liked Luffy's Gear 5. Gear 5 was sick, or whatever it's called. I don't even like them that much.
Changeable, considering that both MCs have.
I do like. I guess it is a combination of him like using his fruit and hockey together, and it's cool. Whatever. They just don't look that cool, you know. I don't think they look cool.
Clean and unique transformations that reflect their character and who they are. Naruto's first couple of transformations are just leaks of power from the Nine Tails, but as he slowly starts to understand himself and accept Kurama, his transformations begin to change along with him. And the same goes to Ichigo. As Ichigo struggled with understanding who he is and what he's fighting for, at times it reflected in his mask, his Zanpakuto, and transformations. And as he came to understand who he truly is, it got better over
I think for me it goes One Piece, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Naruto.
time. But Luffy is completely different compared to the other two. Gear 2 to 4 was Luffy starting to understand and take advantage of his Devil Fruit.
I love Gear 5. I'm obsessed with Gear 5. Works so well for Luffy's character. Actually looks cool. Gear 2 was kind of cool. I guess I just don't like the way Gear 4 looks.
Which is what it originally
And
looked
3
like.
was kind of whatever.
But after the reveal of Gear 5,
I guess the build-up is like it kind of 2, 3, 4. Like it works well.
we can see that his
I don't know.
transformations are all ways that Luffy envisioned them, showing that it's his choice, surprisingly linking once against the freedom. Also, Gear
I feel like I was so hype about when Naruto and Bleach like transformations happened and we got to see like things. Do Bankai releases count as transfer? I don't know. Anyway, I just feel like I wasn't that hype about like Luffy's transformations.
5 was just so sick.
I was like, oh, Gear 2, he got a power up, cool. Hell yeah, finally he got a power up. Gear 3, okay, his hand's big, very cool. Gear 4 looks kind of weird. Gear 5 I went nuts for.
And reading One Piece weekly and seeing the chapters release and the community going
And other
nuts
than that, were there other character transformations?
had me in the
How-
best
like, what are we
mood.
talking about here?
I had Gear 5 on my lock screen for like 7 months straight. Anyway, now that I've ranked everything accordingly, the total score is Bleach 2, Naruto 4, and One Piece 6, making One Piece the best in the big three and Bleach
Let's
the
go.
worst.
That's what I'm
But
talking
at the
about.
end of the day, the big three are all amazing series and not a single one of them are perfect. Plus, enjoyment plays a big factor into what series you'll love the most. And the fact that they're all still relevant to this day shows how amazing they are individually. If you don't agree with the order in one of these categories, make sure to mention it in the comments. Since we're still a small channel, we read every single comment and will most likely reply to it as well.
Oh, it is a small
Regardless,
channel.
if you
Let's go.
agree or not,
Drop a
make sure to
like.
like the video and subscribe to see more
And
content
go
like
check
this.
out Shonen Cast.
Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.